everybody, welcome to the Weekend Digital Marketing So Far. It's Friday, October 25th, 2019. Before we get started, I wanted to make a quick announcement. We are entering into a politically heated time here in the United States, about a year away from a presidential election. That means there is lots of news about politics and marketing and digital tech and how they all come together. We will be doing our best to stay out of all of these conversations, especially when it's just political mudslinging, whether that mud is being slung at a digital tech company, at the marketing space, or from marketing and tech at the political space. We're going to kind of stay out of that. So if Mark Zuckerberg is being interviewed about his politics, we're just simply not going to talk about it. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to try to focus on just the stuff that really impacts you at the end of the day, fellow marketer or business owner. Now we're going to go to YouTube. YouTube announced this week they're going to be working with Merch Bar, a merchandise company with tens of thousands of artists who create and sell merchandise through their platform. These artists will now be able to display their merchandise for sale on their YouTube video pages. Over on Google. Google's John Mueller said during a Webmaster Hangout that there is no such thing as a link velocity penalty. Well, this is an idea that dates back several years, that if you get too many links linking to your website in a short time frame, that Google may penalize your website. That is sort of ridiculous, but that is an idea that a lot of other SEOs have pushed. John Mueller has debunked it and said, no, they do not penalize a website for getting too many links in a short period of time. Google's Kate Hempenius tweeted out a graphic depicting the difference between different types of paint loading metrics in terms of page load speed. Now, these have confused a lot of webmasters and SEOs, and I think the goal here was to clarify what each one of them means specifically. It's a really nice graphic. It really helps kind of visualize what these different load times mean. Google search may be experiencing yet another rich snippet bug with recipe markup. This time it is dropping the images from the search results. If you're a recipe or a lifestyle blogger or a publisher of any kind and you're seeing this, you can go into Google Search Console, you can ask Google to recrawl the page, and you should notice that the image which has been dropped from the rich snippet comes back into the search results. However, people are saying this seems to happen multiple times, so you may have to continuously have Google recrawl a page via Google Search Console in order to keep that graphic inside of the search result. It appears Google Search is rolling out the key moments in video feature to more search results. You can get this feature if your video is hosted on YouTube and you've placed timestamps inside of the description of your video. For those curious, we're not actually able to do that for this video series right now because we put far too many links to the sources of the stories in our video description. So until we find another solution for that, we won't be able to do this. But you can do it if you want to have key moments show up for your video inside of Google Search. Responsive ads are now available to everyone all around the world inside of Google Ads, and they can easily be set up inside of the Google Ads editor. Google Ads is also beta testing a new lead gen extension. This extension would allow users on Google to enter their information into a lead generation form inside of the search results where your ad is displayed. Once they have filled this information in and they submit it, you can then have them go to a custom landing page on your website, thanking them for filling in the information. This would keep users from having to go to your website and see a message and then fill in the form. If you think that they're already ready to convert right in the search results, you might want to give this a try if it's available inside of your Google Ads. Google's Webmaster team launched a new animated video series about SEO just for beginners. Google Search Console now has an option inside of the performance report to see the most recent up-to-date data. Google My Business appears to have dropped a tooltip which allowed business owners to see a partial version of the email address of somebody who left an anonymous review on their business. In Facebook news, the rumors are true. Facebook will be launching a news tab on the website and in the app today sometime. The news tab will contain content from news publishers that Facebook has made an arrangement with. Many of them, including publishers like the New York Times, will be getting millions of dollars per year in order to display their content inside of this tab. Other publishers will not be getting paid by Facebook. They will just have to hope they get a lot of traffic out of being included. Facebook has decided to change how it calculates organic page reach inside of the insights for a Facebook page. They're going to change it to be in more alignment with how they calculate page reach or post reach for ads on Facebook. That means your organic page reach metrics inside of Facebook Insights for your page will likely decline, and it'll look like you're reaching fewer people, when the reality is that they've just sort of changed the algorithm a little bit to make it calculate a little differently. Digital ads expert and my friend Bryant Garvin tweeted out what appears to be evidence that the Facebook pixel only captures about 50% of the data that it should actually capture. This is really interesting if you're relying on the Facebook pixel for your advertising. Highly recommend taking your other data, uploading it into Facebook, and comparing these two to see how well the pixel is performing for you. Over on Instagram, users can no longer do a lot of lurking on Instagram without signing in. The platform made a change sometime in the past couple of weeks, which keeps users from scrolling through several rows of photographs before they log in. These users now have to sign in to see most of the content or do any background checks or anything else on other users of Instagram. This makes Instagram more similar to Pinterest, who's been doing this for several years. Instagram isn't giving up on IGTV just yet. They released a new feature which will allow IGTV creators to send notifications to their followers about new episodes for their IGTV series. Instagram will also tell users about the next episode after they finish watching an IGTV episode of your series. Code inside of Instagram indicates that they are preparing to release tools that would allow you to unfollow people you do not interact with on a frequent basis. Over on Snapchat, Snapchat is finally cracking open their walled garden. They are going to allow web publishers to add code to their websites which allow them to share content into Snapchat. That content in Snapchat then gets a custom title and a link back to the content. So if it gets sent around Snapchat and there's a link, people will be able to access that link inside of the Snapchat app. This is the first time Snapchat has allowed this for the whole World Wide Web. We did announce last week that they had an agreement with Reddit. This is different than that agreement. This is for every website. I highly encourage you to go check that out if you are targeting a younger audience. On Bing, Microsoft Advertising, which runs the ads on Bing and used to be called Bing Ads, just redesigned their interface to look more like Google Ads, so it should be easier for you to use both Google Ads and Microsoft Advertising when you're running ads on Google and Bing. LinkedIn is launching a new feature called Events to help users plan meetup and professional networking events. This used to be a space occupied by Meetup.com, which is owned by WeWork. WeWork is kind of underwater and in a lot of turmoil right now, so it looks like LinkedIn smelled the blood and jumped into the water, and they're hoping to maybe take a large audience away from Meetup. We'll see how it goes. LinkedIn has a newsroom with 65 journalists right now, and they are actually looking to expand the newsroom and add more journalists to cover news stories on behalf of LinkedIn and their hundreds of millions of users. So while Facebook is getting a lot of credit right now for the news tab launching sometime today, keep in mind LinkedIn has been covering news in the business world for the past several years with their own newsroom and without a whole lot of hubbubaloo. On to Twitter. Twitter says that it can now remove 50% of so-called abusive tweets before users ever report them. If your tweets are getting removed, then that's probably a problem. You should look into it. It means Twitter probably thinks they are abusive. This is all being done by algorithms on Twitter. No word yet if there is going to be a way for humans to request that their tweets be manually reviewed. Bonus round! Freelance writers in California are going to be capped to 35 articles per employer per year starting in January of 2020 in what is a ridiculous and super unpopular decision by the California government. The California government is doing this to attack the so-called gig economy, which, by the way, has roots in California and made lots of California tech companies rich. If you're a freelance journalist and you're out there watching this video and you're wondering what to do, my advice, move. Go live somewhere else. Kansas City is really nice. Texas, where I live, is pretty good. Neither one of those areas are probably going to cap your work or your ability to make money anytime soon. I have no idea why California is doing this. For the marketers out there thinking this doesn't impact you, it definitely does, because those freelance writers, those freelance journalists, are often who we employ to create content for our content marketing campaigns. So this is going to cause a lot of problems for us starting in January of next year. The latest version of Mozilla's Firefox 70, has new features in the dev tools which will identify broken and inactive CSS code and then try to help you fix it. Popular crawling tool Screaming Frog out of the UK has released a new version. Version 12.0 comes with new tools, including a Page Speed Insights API integration. That's it for the Week in Digital Marketing so far for this week. Thanks again for tuning in, watching the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you liked this video, please give me a big old thumbs up down below. I'd also appreciate any feedback, comments, anything you want to say in the YouTube comments below here. Thanks again. Until next time.